This is a ball that I decided to start very random, leftover colors and things, and it sort of reminds me of a Persian carpet. But then now I'm going to do the fall, and I'm thinking, well, I want to pull it and unify it a bit. So I decided to pull the blue from the cross in there, and I counted out the beads, and it divided into 39. So it divided into 3 parts, and I put a needle in at each starting point so that I know. I want them to look similar, but not the same, so that it'll mimic what's up top. And this is always a lot of decisions to be made with one of these. So I'm just going to start here with one of the strands, and I usually go down about 8 to 10 for the first accent bead. The accent beads I've picked are from all over the color wheel, but primarily what seems to resonate up top. There's a lot of browns up there, which I kind of think that it's kind of fun. I'm going to go down 10. Make sure I have it right. And if you do a lot of these, you sort of will go, oh, it's easier if I don't reinvent the wheel each time. After having talked about so I do similar numbers, is what I'm trying to say. Talking about the browns, I thought I would start with that. And here's a lovely muted color. I have some silver beads that I use as accents. Just have to make sure, yeah, they're similar. And I found these really beautiful big ones that I want to have at the bottom, but I don't know quite how I'm going to get there. So you just put it on. You feel how it looks to you. I think I want to try with some miniature silver beads to see if it would set that off a little better. And these are one of my favorite accent things. They're just tiny little, I don't know what they're called, but I'll put some of the bigger ones out too in case I need them. This is a painter's palette that I've repurposed to keep the colors separate and fun, and it works well. But as you can see, having all those threads can be a messy thing. But it does help me make sure that I end up at the right position so the ball is somewhat equally finished. And then put one there, and I think it'll help. It's almost like the knots and pearls. It just helps give you a little bit of breath to see how it's working. And I think I like that better. I think it makes the colors all work better. So now I'm going to go down again. And I want to find something. Put it on the belt, on the ball, and see how far down it goes. I kind of have a sense of how far I want it to be. Yeah. So I'm going to put another little accent and then go down to the big one. And trying to look around and see. I like these mottled beads. So I think I will just put 2 of these greenish ones and then this mottled blue, which has got little, I don't know if you can see, little sparkles. It's kind of like when you take a marble and you heat it up and put it in cold water and it freezes. That's what they these beads have a little bit of crazy. Every once in a while one bead breaks, but I think I'm fine without accent beads there. No, I'm going to try it. And when I start them, there's a lot of going back and forth, taking it off and putting another bead on. And then one thing with this one is that because there's so many colors in the netting, I decided I'm going to have three the main strands are going to be the same, but the secondary ones are going to each be a different color. I've got a beautiful blue, a beautiful green, and a beautiful sort of pinkish color. So now I'm going to go down again, and I did 10 beads up top and then 8, so I think I'm going to try 6 just to see how it goes down evenly. And I think that'll be good. But if you notice, these beads are kind of flat topped. So I would like to find something that goes on there. I don't know if I have something here. Oh, let me try this. I think I rather like that. But I don't think I have enough blue beads there, so I'm going to take that off, put another on, a couple on, and this is how it sort of comes together for me. I think I like that composition better, and so I'm going to try this, but I'm also going to try putting a little white bead there to bring your attention to this big guy, but I'm not sure. Nope, too big. So we'll do this and this, and then I will see. Can you pause it? Bead on the end, and I'm going to go back through everything except that last bead, so it will form a little seat for the beads, and you just go work your way up. Sometimes you get to a point where it doesn't want to go in and you just pull it down. I always have a pair of pliers with me because sometimes I have to pull the needle stronger than my hands are with a stronger pull, and it works. Just make sure it's not the kind of pliers that have wire cutters on them, because then you cut through your needle. I'm speaking from experience. So I'm right up top. I'm going to go into that bead we came out of, and then I do a sort of half knot, just because this is a heavy strand of beads, and if it breaks, it would be nice if it just broke that one strand. So I just go in, and then I come out, and I go around a little bit like this, and I hold that firmly, and I come out. Sometimes there's a little loop, but you can grab into that loop and then pull it over. So now I'm going to the next place, and I like those to be not quite as long, and these are the ones where I'm going to decide. I think this one's going to be my green area, so I like, oh no, maybe I'll do the reds first. I have two sort of pinkish red ones, and so that's going to be hanging on the bottom, one of them, and I'll put those aside so that I know where they are. One of the things I like to do is stagger where the accents are. so that they don't sort of fight with each other. So this had 10 beads. I'm going to see what this looks like with, oh, I think that's going to be fine. Let's see, how many do I have? I have 7. And then I have this neat new bead that I think is so much fun. And they've got these crazed designs, and I think I'm going to see how that plays with the other beads. I rather like that. I think I need an accent, so I will put in some white. I think that'll be good. I don't have a clear idea when I'm doing these what's going to happen next, so I just sort of put on at least 6 to 8 beads, and this is 6. See where that lies against the other one. And if I put something in there, it would fall sort of midway there, so I think that's a nice place. And I'm going to end with a reddish color, so I will start here. I'm going to put a small red crystal, and then I don't know what these are, but they're beautiful beads. I think they're some sort of dyed stone, if I have my guess. Nothing is very sacred at these beads. They're just, I like them. They're pretty. Some of them are Swarovski crystals. Some of them are just beautiful glass, and I just don't. I avoid plastic ones, and I don't like those, but the rest I think I do. And you can see my thread is getting a little short, so this will be my last one on this end. I'm going to go down again, I think 6 beads, and then my accent bead. I'm going to try a small little accent, but I might want bigger one. Nope, I'm good with that. And then again, I'm just going to work my way back up. And, you know, if you're doing this, you just sort of continue. If you know, I've done them where I've decided, okay, each strand will be different, but it'll be, you know, one will be 2 inches, one will be 4 inches, and they can be any colors. It sounds like it's a lot easier, but I found it more difficult. So, you know, pick your own way, but having some sort of pattern to tie it together seems to work, whether it's the length or the colors or anything. So once I get up here, I'm going to pull this blue bead at the bottom to tighten it and get the thread out, and then I'll make a few little knots because this is the end. So I'll do it here, and then I work my way up a bit. Well, I'll do that later because I just took the thread off. Here's how it's going to hang, so you can sort of have an idea. Pull the threads away, and I will do the next one will be exactly the same as this, and then vary them. There are 13 spaces, so there's going to be one in the middle that's going to be another fancy one. I have no idea what I'm doing now.